Manchester United have just beaten Crystal Palace 2-1 despite a controversial red card for Casemiro in the 70th minute. United were totally in control of that game and it was looking like a vintage performance under Sir Alex Ferguson. Then the refs and VAR had to get involved to absolutely ruin the match. And for what? Casemiro trying to defuse the situation that someone else started? I know non-United fans will say that it was a red card, but please go watch it back. The whole thing happens in a space of 3 seconds in real time. Casemiro doesn't even know where he's holding Will Hughes because he's trying to assess the situation. He's just trying to get him away from trouble, and you see him holding his hands up to gesture that. Schlupp should be the one that's sent off. Where is the justice in that red card? Now, as much as I'm fuming as a United fan, I'm glad we just got the 3 points over the line and stopped a highway robbery. Let's get into the analysis now to look at what Ten Hag got right in those first 70 minutes. But as always, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, this was United's first Premier League game without Eriksen in the side, and I want to touch on the significance of that before we look at how the team looked with Fred in the side today. The starting shape is the same 4-2-3-1 that you see here, but in possession, United play in a 3-3-1-3 that you see here, with Eriksen playing in the back line as a deep-lying playmaker to get the best out of his world-class passing range. He can pick out any pass from this area here and start attacks for United. Now, of course, Fred is nowhere near Eriksen's level at passing, and in fact, it's probably his worst quality. So let's see how Ten Hag changed his tactics today to accommodate Fred in the team. Without Eriksen in the team, Ten Hag actually played in a 2-3-1-4 in possession, with Weghorst and Rashford tasked with occupying the opposition center backs, Antony and Fernandes actually playing on the left wing and right wing, and they were swapping positions all game. And you can clearly see the front four lining up like this in game, and like I said, Antony, Bruno, and Rashford were actually swapping positions all game. Fred was played further forward in midfield instead of the position that Eriksen normally occupies, with him dropping deeper into that midfield line of 3 occasionally to help progress the ball. And Martinez also stepped into the Eriksen position to help progress the ball forward, but we'll get to that in a second. Casemiro, Shaw, and Wan-Bissaka were playing in the middle 3 line that we saw in the 3-3-1-3 as well, and you can see the middle 4 lining up like this in-game on your screen now. So Ten Hag basically adjusted for Eriksen missing from the team by sharing the playmaking duties between Shaw and Martinez, who actually did a great job this game. Shaw had a game-high 79 touches of the ball, but played 13 passes into the final third, creating 1 chance, and Martinez had 77 touches and played 4 passes into the final third. Now, for those of you that are interested, Eriksen has 89 passes into the final third this season, Shaw has 85, and Martinez has 57. But when you look at a per 90 basis, Shaw's actually ahead of Eriksen for passes into the final third. So Ten Hag got the Eriksen-Fred adjustment spot on today, and that's why we look so good. Now, the other positive impact of having Fred in the team was that we could press higher up the pitch with more intensity and have an extra man in the final third because Fred is actually underrated at getting into attacking areas. In this clip here, we see United pinning Palace in the defensive third for over a minute. As the ball arrives at Varane's feet, you can see the 3 line of fullbacks in Casemiro with Fred just ahead of him, occupying 2 Palace players. As we play forward, we see Antony receives the ball with Aaron Wan-Bissaka already on the underlap, and he plays it to him, and United win a corner. As the corner is taken, Weghorst finds himself in some space and gets a header on target that Guaita manages to save. Then Varane and Rashford get shots off. Rashford gets another shot off here that could have gone anywhere, but Will Hughes clears the ball. As we pause it here, notice how Fred impacts the possession because he wins the ball back ahead of the Crystal Palace player, and he presses Schlupp to win the ball back high. As the ball is recycled, it's put back into the box, and Rashford plays a nice ball for Casemiro. Casemiro gets to the edge of the box, plays a nice Trivela ball into the box that gets cleared out by a Palace player. And the ball again is recycled towards Antony, who tries to play a cross into the box, but it ends up in Guaita's hand, and this ends the play here. So for the last minute, United have put tons and tons of pressure on Crystal Palace. Any mistake, any ricochet of the ball could have led to the ball ending up into the net. And this is something that teams like Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea do with their high-pressing, high-possession football. We're starting to see some evidence of football that Erik Ten Hag played at Ajax, and by the end of the season, who knows how good this team can be. Now, once Casemiro got sent off, we obviously couldn't dominate the game anymore like we did in the first 70 minutes, and we had to play in this 5-2-2 shape with extra defenders on the pitch and things like that. Unfortunately, Sabitzer had to make his United debut under these circumstances, and you can't really make much of his display because it was really squeaky bum time for the 10 minutes that he was on the pitch. Now, I think he'll definitely get more minutes with Casemiro suspended for the next 3 Premier League games against Leeds twice and Leicester City. So let's see if Sabitzer can shine in this time. I have faith in this guy, but honestly, we haven't seen anything from him in the Premier League so far, so we'll have to wait and see. In closing thoughts, I thought this was a very attacking display from Man United in the first 70 minutes. It really reminded me of games under Sir Alex Ferguson. The opposition was pinned in their own half. We were taking opportunities to create lots of chances, and I saw a sense of fearlessness in the Old Trafford crowd today for the first 70 minutes that I haven't seen for years. Ten Hag is doing an unbelievable job in a short period of time, and I think he's building something special at Man United. Do you guys agree? Get in the comments with your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.